Hello, grammar students. This is a lesson on sentences and what makes a complete sentence. It also talks about the parts of the sentence and how to identify them. A sentence is not merely a string of words that happen to have a capital letter and a period or question mark or exclamation point at the end. It's what's in the middle that makes the sentence. And often we don't understand that because, I capitalize my first word and I put my end mark. We learned that very early on. And in today's texting and messaging era, people often construct what they think is a sentence, but is not really a sentence. And of course, we don't usually capitalize and put end marks on our text messages. So this is a fragment. I'm missing some key components. If you look at this rolling down the hill, I'm questioning about if I just saw that in a text, I wouldn't quite know what was going on or who or what's rolling down the hill or when is it happening. So this is what we call a fragment or incomplete sentence. So the sentence has three important parts or components. So think about it for a minute. Do you know what these are? If you look at my sample here, even though I have a colon, this sentence has the components I need. So think about that. You probably know what they are. You've probably heard them before. Let's review those. First of all, it needs to have a subject. The subject is who or what is the sentence about. So in this fragment I showed you earlier, rolling down the hill, I would ask, well, what's rolling down the hill? Who's rolling down the hill? So if I add a subject, the car is rolling down the hill, I have a clearer picture now of what the sentence is about. A sentence also must have a predicate, a part of speech known as the verb. So car down the hill, I don't know what that means. This is a little different from rolling down the hill, but even that wouldn't be quite complete. But there's no verb here, so I might think, well, maybe the car rolled down the hill or the car was parked down the hill. There's multiple things here that could be the verb or predicate. So if you add a predicate, it's going to show action many times, not always, but it does clarify what's going on in the sentence. The car rolled down the hill. So now I have an action. I even have a concept of time because it's ending in ed, so it must be sometime in the past. A sentence must have a complete thought. The car rolling down the hill, again, it's missing some component here that would clarify it. Well, when did the car roll down the hill? Why did the car roll down the hill? These are some things that I would like to know. And then it's going to consist of some change here where the rolling is happening. An ing verb does not correctly written, it's not complete. Ing verbs must have a helper, and that will include a time component for us to understand. So I might need to add some more words to it. The car is rolling down the hill. The car was rolling down the hill. The car will be rolling down the hill. That tells us when the rolling occurred. So let's look at these. These are fragments. Not all of them are fragments, so let's look at these and see if we can determine which ones are fragments. I saw Sally yesterday. She driving near South Point, waving as she went by. South Point Mall near Highway 40, shopping at Hex for a new dress. I enjoyed my time with her. So let's look at these. I saw Sally yesterday. So I have the subject I, have a predicate or verb, saw, tells me what I saw. So this is complete. This is good. She driving near South Point. I almost corrected that just now. I want to say she was driving or she is driving. Now, if I thought of this whole thing as a little paragraph, I've already got a time indicator here, so I need was driving near South Point. Waving as she went by. So this looks like it has a subject, she, and she went, or she waving. So it's a little confusing. So this ing here could serve as a subject because it's not in the middle where it might say she was waving. This as a conjunction sort of messes this up because it's in front of she went by, so I might think that's the subject and predicate. So this sentence is unclear. It's actually a fragment, so I need to clarify it. So I might say she waved as she went by, so maybe I could move the she in front, make waving into waved, and then as she went by, and that would clarify and make this a complete sentence. Next one, South Point Mall near Highway 40. I think you can see there's no verb in this. Now, I don't need an action word because the mall's not really doing anything, although I could say maybe it's sitting or setting or is situated. But all I could just add is, is. And if I add is, South Point Mall is near Highway 40. If I wanted to keep the time component, I might say South Point, it was South Point near Highway 40 and add it was. Or I could take just this piece out if this were all one paragraph and add it up here. She was driving near South Point near Highway 40. Next one, shopping at Hecht's for a new dress. Who's shopping? Well, I just found out I was there. She was there. Maybe she came to shop, but I know I was there. So I could say I was shopping at Hecht's for a new dress. I would need I and was in the front because shopping at Hecht's for a new dress, that could serve as a subject, but I would still lack a predicate. So I think just best to say I was shopping and make that a clean sentence. Finally, I enjoyed my time with her. I, subject, enjoyed my time with her. All that's there. So this is a complete sentence. And here are some of the corrections I just made. And I changed this to we went shopping since I said I enjoyed my time with her. There are 4 basic types of sentence types. These help you decide where to place your subject and predicate, whether it's a complete sentence, and even to help you with your punctuation. So a declarative sentence tells or gives information. Declarative or declare. We don't use that much, but sometimes people used to say, I declare. So here are 2 declarative sentences, or 3. I like you. It is hot. We went shopping at Belk's. Notice they end in a period and they just give information. So to practice, you could write down your own example. Maybe say something about yourself, like, I like puppies, or I enjoy cooking, or I went to class yesterday. An interrogative sentence asks questions. If you remember, police often interrogate people. Don't hear that word all the time, but that's what it is. When they ask questions, they interrogate. Interrogative almost looks like it should be pronounced interrogative. interrogate, interrogative, but interrogative. Where did you go? How have you been? Does John know the answer? All of these have a question mark. When we read them or we say them, we say, where have you been? We raise our voices when we ask questions. These start with question words like where or how, or they can start with the helping verb, does, know. So does comes in front of the subject. And so these all have the markings of complete question sentences. An interrogative sentence ends in a question mark. So you might, to practice, write a question down about something you would like to know. Like, how do butterflies fly? How high is the moon? Who will be my favorite movie star? An imperative sentence gives a command. And if you are a child, a mother or father of a child, you probably do this a lot. Or if you're a supervisor or a boss at a job, you may also give a lot of commands or instructions. Now, the thing you'll notice here, look at this first one, sit in your chair, is I don't clearly see a subject. Subject's not chair. I can see that the predicate is sit. I'm not telling the chair to sit. So what's the clue? Who am I talking to? Oh, it says your. So I don't say you sit in your chair. I just say sit in your chair because I know I'm talking to someone. Maybe I'm talking to several people. Sit in your chairs. Next one, pay attention. Again, no subject clearly marked. But I know I'm talking to someone. Pay attention. Maybe the reader or my students or someone that I'm trying to get them to look at what I'm saying or listen to me. Open your book to page 19. I'm telling someone to open. Again, your is the hint, so it's you to open the book. So imperative sentences can end in a period or an exclamation mark. And they often start with the verb, unless I want to say please. But the subject is understood as you. So you may say, well, how do I practice that? Well, pretend you're telling me, as the teacher, you want something for me to do. Like, tell me the answer. Teach me a lesson. Exclamatory sentences show emotion. So again, exclamatory is like the word explain, but usually it's more emotionally stated. Oh no, watch out. You'll notice there's an interjection here at the front, and that's also often a sign that it's an exclamatory sentence. I love you, probably the most exclamatory sentence we ever say. And again, ends in an exclamation mark. My mother passed away, and that would be a very emotional statement, and I'd have an exclamation point. Of course, if I put a period, I'm going to change these into declarative sentences. So generally, you use that exclamation point to express your emotion. And so exclamatory ends in an exclamation mark. And so you could write down a sentence right now that shows emotion. And you can make almost any sentence an exclamatory sentence simply by putting that exclamation mark at the end. So we looked at the different punctuation for the different types, and the predicates and subjects often are in different places. So let's look at the subject and predicate in these sentences. Lucy likes John a lot. Wow, look at her. Does he know she loves him? She and he are closely attached. Will he ask her to marry him? I hope so. Ask her, John. So here are the subjects and predicates marked. The subjects are underlined. Lucy likes John. Use the understood subject in this exclamatory. So look is your predicate. Does he know she loves him? He is the subject, and does know are both parts of the predicate. She and he, subject here, are attached. And I have an interrupting word here. That's an adverb. Will he ask her to marry him? He is subject and will ask. And never mark a verb after the word to, because that cannot be the predicate. I hope so, exclamatory. I and hope is the verb or predicate. Ask her, John. In this case, I'm talking to John, and so this is also an imperative or command sentence, but I happen to have the subject here right in the sentence, and of course the predicate is ask. Don't forget to capitalize your first letter in the first word and put an end mark, but remember, that doesn't make it a sentence. That's just part of the construct. So periods, I am a student, please sit down. Question mark, where are you? Did you complete the project? Exclamation mark, watch out for the car. Oh no, my cat ran away. Thanks for watching this short lesson on complete sentences. And if you have questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. Thank you. Goodbye.